Yo, what is up, y'all? Welcome back to the Father Built podcast. This podcast is all about building up men in holiness, healthiness, and happiness, aiming to give men the tools to build their house of legacy. Now, whether you are single, a single dad, married with kids, like a bunch of kids, this podcast is for you. I'm your host, Bobby Peacock. And before I introduce my guest, I got a shout out to make. February 21st, check this out, and tickets are on sale right now. ResGen is holding a men's summit. So here in Sioux Falls at the Denny Sanford, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is exciting because they used to do it at Central Church, but we're going to pack out, this Denny Sanford. So the Premier Center, so which is super exciting. So we got Tom Henderson, you got John C. Maxwell, you got Tim Tebow, you got Sammy. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he's a pastor, super cool dude. And then you got a comedian, Johnny W. So I hope to see you guys at the ResGen Men's Summit. Now that we got that out of the way, which I'm excited about it, but what I'm really excited about is my guests. Like today, listen, we got a husband, a father of two, an entrepreneur, like a business owner. My barber is in the building, owner of Tri-Combs. Like, let's go. Welcome to the podcast, Marco.
Insert clapping.
Yay. That's funny. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I don't ever like that answer. I'm great.
Yep.
So when I ask people how they're doing, then I get good. I'm like, well, you're not great. You didn't eat your Frosted Flakes.
Oh,
Gotta make sure you're eating the tiger.
Come on now.
Let's go.
Come on, man.
So yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
As a barber, I'm tired.
Yeah, you've had a long day.
I've had a long day, and now we're doing this. So
yeah, I appreciate it. We out here. I appreciate you coming and doing this. I mean, we've been talking about this for like a year. Yeah, so it's super excited to have you on the podcast. Now, before we get into some of the questions, like, tell the people, like give me like the 2-minute synopsis of, like, I gave you that grand intro, but give me the 2-minute version of, like, who's Marco?
Marco is a 33-year-old father and husband, owner and founder of Tri-Combs Barbershop here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Yeah, and what happened today?
Today, we became the #1 rated shop in all of Sioux Falls.
Come on.
So a feat done in 4 months of opening. Now, I've been barbering out here for 3 years.
Yep.
But decided to go on my own and start my own barbershop.
Yeah.
And my team and I worked extremely hard and a lot of long hours. To get that SEO up.
Yeah. That's dope, man.
Yeah. And I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ.
Come on.
And
Amen.
You've always reminded me that, there's other words I've always defined myself by, but, father, husband, business owner, barber, but grateful believer in Jesus Christ and, also a child of God.
Yeah,
is big for me.
Yeah.
So my synopsis is actually pretty short.
Yeah.
I'm in children's ministry.
Yep.
So I would add that one now.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going into another season where on Monday I start school.
Okay.
To go into full-time ministry.
Let's go, man.
So
who's gonna cut my hair, dog?
You be praying. we pray to the same guy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I can cut my hair, but we know how that is, right?
To all the people, do not cut your own hair. Yeah. So
sometimes I do good. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, I should just let
you
Marco.
even bought the nice barber equipment.
I did. And sometimes I do great. I'm obviously not lined up today. There's a reason why I'm wearing a hat. So beard is not looking fresh, but no, that's dope, man. What's it like? So obviously you're a barber and we've had conversations about this, about like what does it mean to be a barber to you? Like, how does that, like, I mean, because you get so many people in your chair and stuff like that, and so like, what's that like for you, man?
It's changed throughout the years.
Yeah.
My current answer is I'm a seed planter.
All right, explain that.
What it means for me to be a seed planter is it's not just handing out a business card everywhere I go.
Yeah.
The Bible talks about how we are as small as a mustard seed. And ironically, like I made my business cards like the mustard color for that purpose.
Yeah.
So when I'm walking through Walmart, I always hand out 10 cards.
Okay.
If I go to the grocery store, it's 10 cards. If I go to a performance or a show at the Denny, I'm bringing 50 cards and I'm handing out 50 cards.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just something I do. And it doesn't matter if you have a beard or, or you got kids with you. I just walk up, hey, have we met before?
Mm-hmm.
And my goal here is to plant that seed.
Yeah.
Because as a Christian, I'm called to do His glory and His work. And, in today's society, you can't just approach someone and be like, oh, do you believe in Jesus Christ? So my delivery has changed.
Yeah.
And if I can get them in my chair, I can now water that seed.
Yeah.
And find out where they're at mentally, where they're at spiritually.
Yeah.
And then if they rebook and at a 98% retention rate that I have,
wow,
I feel like I'm doing God's work every single day in the chair. So my reason for being a barber and what it means to be a barber is to plant seeds, water them, and watch them bloom.
Yeah. So like let's take that, like let's go a little bit deeper in that. Like, so like when you say like watering those seeds, like what does that look like for you?
It always starts with a simple question. I'm very intentional because of you and the words that you've instilled into my life. So I always start with where they're at mentally on a scale of 1 to 10. And I always ask for a Barstool's score.
Yeah. Okay.
So and what I mean by that is give me the ice skating score. So instead of like a 7, are you closer to an 8 or are you closer to a 7.0?
Okay.
So I want like a 7.2. I want like a 7.8.
Oh, okay.
And my follow-up question is always, what do you do to fill up your cup as a man?
So like when you ask that question, like what kind of answers do you get?
It's all over the spectrum.
Yeah. Okay.
I get people who are not as vulnerable.
Yeah.
Who give me the, an 8, a 9, a 10.
Yep.
And that doesn't leave a whole lot of room to improve. But yesterday I did get a 2.
Oh.
And those are the ones that you really have to nourish. And you have to pull out weeds. Yeah. Is what I call it. You have to pull out all the yucky stuff. And re-soil sometimes. Yeah. And to replant that seed is a lot harder the first time. Yeah. But my impression is everlasting. And that customer actually rebooked before they left. Wow. So I know that they'll be coming back. Yeah. And the fact that he asked me for a hug on the way out. I mean, never met this man in my life. He was just recommended by somebody else that comes to me. So the fact that he came to his barber over going to a therapist or over going to somebody else, I don't take that lightly. Yeah.
And so from what I'm hearing is that you're trying to be like planting seeds and more intentional in your conversations and just shooting them.
Yeah. I mean, as many people would say or assume, the barbershop used to be a place that we could talk about prohibition. Yeah. We could talk about, racism. We could talk about political things. Yeah. But more than anything, it's where you go talk about sports. Yep. It's where you go talk about your ladies. Yeah. It's where, you laugh, you have a good time. Yeah. You're always cracking jokes on one another. I'm intentionally trying to change that platform to where we are going to talk about God. Yeah. We are going to talk about religion. Yeah. We are going to talk about your mental health. Yeah. We are going to ask the difficult questions. Yeah. And I'm not a licensed therapist by any means. Yeah. But I'm $150 cheaper. So you could spend $50 getting a haircut and look good for 4 weeks, or you could go spend $250 on a therapist that asks you, why do you feel that way?
Yeah. Like, I know, like, I've had moments in my life where, and something that I forgot to tell the people, is that Marco is one of my 12. He's like part of my.
What does that mean? What's your 12?
Oh, people know on the podcast. But you know, if this is your first time listening, basically, it was 2022. Had a moment in my life where, first of all, I'm the one asking questions here. But I had a moment in my life where a lot of people were walking out of my life than walking in. And I felt like the Holy Spirit gave me vision for, like, hey, I want you to find 12 men in your life and be intentional with those 12 men. And out of those 12 men, you have your inner 3, you have your inner 1. So I have 12 homies that are my ride or die. I have my inner 3, and then I have my inner 1. And yeah, like, and each of those people I've asked, like, hey, will you be a part of my 12?
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
I'm happy to be part of that 12.
Yeah, man.
I will say though, I don't know, Bobby, if it's mimicking you that the people need to hear, but you know, we've heard this, and you're similar age to me, so I've heard this my whole life. Like, you are who you surround yourself with.
Yep, absolutely.
And I want people to understand that I've never had friends until moving to South Dakota.
Okay.
Ever. I've never considered anyone a genuine friend. I didn't have long-term relationships out of high school.
Yeah.
And there's a whole testimony behind that. But a lot of the things that I say, the words I live by, man, are because of words that you've spoken to my life. And that thing of intentionality was a big one. But then also, like, recently, and I can tell it's already happening, and we're not even to the new year. So maybe the word for you and I will change, because you'll probably say something again. But the other word that you mentioned was inventory. Mm-hmm. And I would argue that sometimes it means prioritize.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, so when you talk about the 12, something that I used and kind of rearranged my own way of barbering this past year was discipling 12 men.
Yep.
You're one of them.
Yep.
Who I give intentionally free haircuts to.
Yeah.
Minimum one time a month.
Yep.
For an entire year for free.
Yeah.
So I picked 12 people in my life that I really intentionally wanted to have a better relationship with, or whom I felt needed the service that I could plant a seed in and water that seed. Yeah. And if you could not make time because of financial reasons, at minimum, I waive that cost. Yeah. So now what's your excuse?
Yep.
So it's really hard not to want to book unless you're Bobby Peacock.
Oh, I knew you were going to put me on blast. I was going to put myself on blast.
Unless you're Bobby Peacock, everybody, who this man has a hard time taking the blessing.
Oh, man.
But I have been so adamant about getting you in the shop regularly.
Yep.
And some of your family. Yep. To water that plant and let you guys know that, like, you're not alone. Yeah. And that even on this platform, that you can be blessed too. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that is a whole thing. Like, it's hard for me to receive blessings. And like, it's weird because I feel like in the past 2 months, I have been in the season of receiving, and it's hard. Like, I mean, like, someone blessed me with these Jordan 4s, the SB Jordan 4s, and that's an expensive pair of shoes. Like, that's a $500+ shoe, you know, and it was hard for me to receive. And you know, it was hard for me to receive haircuts from you. And I remember it wasn't it wasn't the month of October. It was the month of September, and you're like, Bobby, listen. Like, if you don't come in here on a monthly basis for the end of the year, I'm going to kick your butt. And I was like, all right, dog. All right. And that's the cool thing about like our relationship is that, like, accountability. Like, I remember when we first were meeting, it was like, and I don't say this in a way to like discredit you, but like it was like me pouring into you. And I remember there was like this switch where it was just like, oh snap, like
now Marco is pouring into me. Yeah. And now we're pouring into each other, and we're doing these late night phone calls, talking about things that we're going through and that we're walking through. And I was all like, dude, it makes sense for this guy to be a part of my 12.
It's been an extension outside of the barbershop.
Yeah.
And let me just say that is not normal.
Yeah.
I haven't had this many relationships in my entire life, but now, man, we have so much to touch on. And like, before I even continue, how much time do we typically have for this podcast?
Yeah, so
this might be a part one.
We're at 20 minutes. The longest I think I've gone is like an hour 20. So
okay,
on the card we got an hour 40. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, yep.
So this may be a part one because there's just so much to unravel.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Although this has been only talked about for a year, this has been a long time coming. I think for 3 years since I've met you. And one thing that I want to look you in the face, and I'm so happy that we finally get to have this moment, and we've probably talked about these things outside of here.
Yeah.
But that I would like to highlight on is the fact that you were my first.
Wow.
Like, you were my first person I ever met.
Yeah.
In Sioux Falls, in South Dakota.
Yeah.
That, someone from Celebrate, Chris Vickle, walked me up to you and said, oh, I think you got to meet this person.
Yep.
And I remember I was just like, a lone wolf.
Yeah, lone wolf in it. Yeah.
By myself in service.
Yep.
And I remember meeting you and then immediately meeting Jonathan Vasquez.
Yep.
Vasquez.
Yeah.
Man, he's gonna hurt me. Shout out Jonathan Vasquez.
Yeah.
But the fact that you were the first one, man, I mean, I plant seeds in people's life all the time. I don't know. I still haven't figured out, God, why me? And that correlation on, why we met the way that we did.
Yeah. But
it's happened so quickly.
Yep.
And the way that you've poured into my life through that next chapter in my life, throughout that first year of being here.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of moments, and this is why I'm highlighting on this.
Yeah.
The difference, people, of being alone and being lonely.
Yeah.
So, there was a dark time in my life, and you showed me what the difference was. Lonely is no one calls your phone, no one hits you up.
Yeah.
And you go to work, you come home, you do the autopilot thing.
Yeah. Yep.
And alone.
Yeah.
Is what I felt in the last 3 years with you in my life, which is there's never a week that my phone doesn't ring and it doesn't say Bobby Peacock.
Yeah, yeah.
There's never a day that someone here that I have not gone close to has not reached out to me.
Yeah.
And just wanted to check in.
Yeah.
I've never had people check in. I've never had people periodically come water my plant, come see if I'm all right, come ask to get food with me. Want to get chicken wings, like whatever.
Yeah, or Indian food.
Indian food, which is delicious.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're right. Like, what was that? What do you think was that shift for you? Like, because you said earlier that, like, before South Dakota, you didn't have friendships. So, like, what was that shift for you?
I don't think I was being intentional, but this is the hardest part I'm going to have to say on this podcast. I stopped lying. I think if people can understand in their business and their relationships, like me walking through life with just this attitude of like, I have a dark cloud over me and like everything that could go wrong would go wrong. And it's always, God, why me?
Yeah.
And now it's different.
Yeah.
Now I understand that God chose me, and that along the way he's been trying to put people in my path, but I had horse blinders on. I didn't want to see it, didn't want to believe it.
Yeah. Tunnel vision,
set on a goal, rather that be financial success or relationship success, or, just distractions from the world and no outlet, the wrong coping skills, the wrong things to fulfill my dopamine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's wild. Yeah, and I want to go back to that first time we met too. You handed me a card, and you remember what I told you?
Nope.
I was like, I give
everybody one chance.
I give everybody once, and look at where we're at now. Like by far, probably the best barber here in Sioux Falls.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
It's weird how like you said that you have a hard time receiving, gifts.
Yeah.
I think I struggle with accepting compliments. I never know like what to say. I think arrogant old me, and it's such a big story, but like arrogant old me would think like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Would be my response to most things. Now I'm like, thank you so much. That means the world to me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, because it really does mean the world to me that people, when they're like, wow, that was the best haircut I've ever had.
Yeah.
Or for me, it's now, and most barbers would agree with me, it's not so much the conversation. It's not the fat tip at the end. It's not the rebooking.
Yeah.
It's that initial turn in the chair when you showcase someone's haircut for the first time and they've never had you. And for most men, their beards, their haircut is sacred. That's all we got. For some of us.
Yeah.
So when you've been going to some of these other places in Sioux Falls that, we will not mention, to have that reveal.
Yeah.
And you just see someone's face like, man, like you weren't kidding.
Yeah.
That right there, it makes me smile because I'm just like, so they're like, dude, I mean, you said you were good, but you didn't say you were going to be this good.
Yeah. And like when you, and I tell my son this all the time, like I always tell him there's, don't be cocky, be confident.
Yeah.
And cause like cockiness is like that's your flesh.
Yeah.
But confidence is like God working in you.
Right.
And so
I think I display my confidence in a different way now.
Yeah.
Only because I had to.
Yeah.
And here's what I mean by that, okay? Me moving to Sioux Falls, I was already a barber before I moved here.
Yeah.
I was already cutting here.
Yep.
Thousands of clients.
Yep.
I moved to a place where I knew no one. That's why I say lonely versus alone.
Yep.
So I had to work from nothing. So God used me as a seed planter to plant those seeds. And every time I met someone, hey, my name is Marco, I'm a barber.
Yeah.
That was like the first two things I said usually.
Yeah. Yep.
And, I was just trying to gain that clientele and that trust.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, by far the best barber here in Sioux Falls, man.
I've worked extremely, extremely hard.
Yeah.
But I think that's why it means more to me that the clients that I have now, that's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
My confidence comes from the ability to network and walk up to any person.
Yeah.
Where that's not everyone's strong suit. And I'm even teaching my own team this. It's not something that comes natural to them. And what I always say is like, anyone can do anything.
Yep.
We're resistant to some of those things.
Mm-hmm.
It's very natural for me to want to go up and use my extroverted abilities to go walk up to strangers. And I do have like a play. And I think it's something, important that any business owner, whether you're a barber, a stylist out here, but if you're listening to this and you want to know like, how can I gain new, clients, but you have a lawn care business or a detail business, this is something that you can utilize the exact same way.
Yeah.
When I walk through Walmart and let's say hypothetically you're walking with Bo and I've never met you before.
Yeah.
My first thing is I walk up to you and I say, hey, have we met before? And I ask it in a way of, hey, have we met before? Which gives the psychologicalness to it. It's a reverse psychology, if you will, of maybe we have. So that person's now thinking, I'm like, I either get two faces. It's either, like
maybe
the guy with the face, or I get the I don't think so.
Okay, yeah.
But in that moment, they're already, initiated, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So then I followed up with like, oh, we haven't met. Well, let me introduce myself.
Yeah.
My name is Marco. I'm the owner of Tri-Combs Barbershop.
Yeah.
I saw you had your son here, or I loved your beard.
Yeah.
I specialize in beards, and I actually own a shop right down the road.
Yeah.
I just wanted to introduce myself if that's okay.
Yeah.
And I have a business card for you if you'd ever be interested in coming.
Wow.
Boom.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't say anything after that point, and let's say, like, let's take the barbering out of it.
Yeah.
Hey, my name is Marco, and I own a lawn care business. I'm just trying to build my clientele.
Yep.
I saw you had a family, so if you have a home and you're ever interested in getting a lawn, your lawn cut, I would love for you to think of me in the future.
Yeah. Yep.
or detail car. I mean, how'd you get here, right? Like everyone has a car, everyone has some grass that needs to be cut or a hair.
Yep.
Or a beard or a child, or they know of someone who needs a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, if they talk first, I go into segue 2.
Yeah. Okay.
If they say nothing, I just walk away and I let God do the rest. But typically people will be like, oh yeah, you know, where are you located? I'm like, well, actually, if you look on that card, I'm always going to turn it back to my seed.
Yeah.
I'm located on 69th in Minnesota. But if you scan my QR code, it'll take you right to Google Maps. I made it really easy for all my clients to find me.
Yeah.
And I would love to see you in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny because I've been looking for a barber, you know, segue 3, boom.
Yeah.
Well, if you actually turn the card over, I have another QR code will take you to our Google review page.
Yep.
And you can actually see that we're the #1 rated shop in Sioux Falls.
Wow.
So I built trust from the initial, what would you say, pitch?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hey, have we met before?
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. Well, let me introduce myself. This is who I am. This is what I'm selling.
Yep.
And number 3, like I'm pointing out all my confidence.
Yeah.
Without coming off super egotistical of like, oh, I'm the best barber in Sioux Falls. Like I didn't say any of those things.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying I'm the best detailer. I'm the best lawn care service. I'm just trying to grow my business. I actually have 2 other barbers. Like I mention all those things in this spiel.
Yeah. It's very grassroots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which like, I feel like people are kind of like getting away from the like button up, you know, like kind of conversations where they want that relational.
It's door-to-door sales without being door-to-door.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's even harder being a married man. I'll tell you, and this is why.
Yeah.
My wife limits me now.
Okay.
So if we go to like out to eat, she's like, 5 cards.
5
cards. And I was like, come on. And then she's like, 5 cards. Because I will literally be at dinner.
Yeah.
And I'm getting the host.
Yep.
And I'll see someone sitting at a table. I'm like, hey, didn't want to interrupt. Saw your beautiful family sitting here. I just wanted to come drop my card off.
Yeah.
I'm a barber here.
Yeah.
And I would love to work with you sometime. Hope you guys have a great evening.
Yeah.
And most people are not that bold. But what I've noticed in Sioux Falls is people love the fact that you could be as bold and willing to sell yourself.
Yeah. That's good.
So
that's good. Like I feel like if it was me, I'll be looking at their hair and be like, yo, this dude got so whack haircut. Like I just got to go up to him and be like, hey bro, your haircut's whack. And come to my shop and get no, just fine.
Now, in no way do I mean it towards you, but we have to touch on this.
Yeah.
We have to touch on this just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a white guy with surfer hair. So
it's easier for you.
No, what I'm saying is it's actually harder sometimes if I go up to like
black people,
to a black guy or a black woman or any mixed race for that, you know.
Yeah. Just hold up a picture of me and be like, hey, this is one of my clients.
No. I actually have black friends.
Do one of those.
Yeah.
I got black friends.
I got black friends too.
Yeah.
No, but you know, I never say like, oh, I specialize in, you know, 4C hair.
Yeah.
I don't ever say those types of things.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't even say what I specialize in.
Yeah.
You know, I let God, I feel like God gave me the ability to at least walk up to people, plant that seed, and it's their choice to book with me.
Yep.
And just like God, he gives us a choice.
Come on.
So you can go to anybody in Sioux Falls, and I've had people even tell me like, I already have a barber. I'm like, well, look, please keep my card.
Yep.
Because if they're ever booked up, I would love for you to keep me as a second option.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just give me an opportunity.
Yeah.
And those key words like give me an opportunity. Yep. I'll really respect the fact that you already have another barber. Just keep this card. You know, they're gonna think of me that next time like, oh my gosh, my guy or my girl's fully booked. I need to get in today.
Yeah.
They're at least gonna give me that phone call.
And you know what? I think the thing that I think is cool, because we're obviously in the weeds when it comes to like business and entrepreneurship. The cool thing that you do is that you don't say, oh, here's a 10% discount.
I'm not the discount barber.
Yeah. But like what I'm saying is like, that's cool because like a lot of people, like in business and entrepreneurship, they'll add that, oh, if you book with me, you get 10% off, you know, which like for me, like in my business, I have like a 10% off like friends and family discount, you know, where like if they get referred to me, I just automatically, you know, give them 10%. But like, I think it's cool because like a lot of people will just jump to like, oh, hey, and if you book the first cut, you get 10% off. And it's like, no, you don't necessarily have to do that. You just be authentically you, plant the seeds, believe in what you're doing, and not force the discount.
Yeah. Man, we could go through a rabbit hole of business with the comment that you just said.
Yeah.
And I don't really know where to start. So let me hear if you have any other questions before I go down.
Let's go down this rabbit hole, and then there's some other things I do want to talk about. So
okay.
Yeah.
So like for business owners specifically, I struggle with people saying like, oh, you're one of the most expensive, or, not to offend you, but like your price is steep for me, but I keep coming back because like, you get what you pay for. And I have hard times like just understanding where people are at with that. Now, granted, as a father, I understand how expensive life can be.
Yeah.
But you don't go to your dentist and say like, what? $250 for a cleaning, or on top of that, a lot of people call in like, what do you mean you can't get me in right now? I'm like, if you broke your arm right now and you went to the hospital, you're going to sit in the ER for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So like the sense of entitlement sometimes does get me. But also I worry more about business owners not charging enough.
Come on, talk to them.
Like I worry about that. Like I sometimes think I'm like, I charge a lot for my haircuts. I charge a fair amount. And I don't even mind saying it, but I charge for the minute.
Yeah.
So I changed my business model up to charging per the minute because I'm 45 minutes for $45.
Yeah.
If it's, a haircut beard and that's 80, 90 minutes, I charge $80.
Yeah.
My goal is to, why not 2? Why not 5?
Yep.
And that's how I'm going to, grow the business for myself and my clients.
Yeah.
Over time. But, this model of, well, haircut, my guy does it for $20, or, back in my time, it was $20. I'm like, well, haircuts have stayed around the same price for 20 years. But if you look at the price of eggs, they're $12. If you look at the price of gas, it's gone up. So especially for the quality,
you
can go to one of these places, hashtag good clips,
free shout outs. Yeah.
But, and that was a joke, by the way.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. All right.
I know the actual name.
Yeah. All right. So,
yeah.
$23.48. I've done my market research, but you're going to get $23.48 worth of haircut.
Yeah.
So there's not a minute not utilized in my service.
Yeah.
Everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason.
Yep.
And if you think about what people would do if they own a lawn care business, well, you wouldn't go to work without your mower and your weed whacker and your gas.
Yep.
Well, I have supplies too.
Yep.
And I think you and Jonathan actually, were shocked. By the way, I sold that pair of shears today.
Oh, you did? Let's go. Come on, dap me up, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
So most people, if they're going to like look at my station, like, well, how much does like a pair of your clippers cost? And I always say like, oh, like $300 to $400.
Yep.
But that's really not where the money's at.
Yeah.
Like the shears, thousands of dollars per pair of shears.
Yeah.
So, just like any business, if you want great quality, you're going to spend the money to have great tools. And I utilize those tools in every minute of every second. There's not a missed motion in my haircut or in my haircut beard or in my full service. Everything is routine.
Yep.
And I think to be a great barber, and what separates me from the rest is the fact that I have a routine. I've had doctors, I've had dentists, I've had surgeons come in and look at my station like, man, you would be a great, person in the medical field because you're so structured.
Yeah, absolutely.
Down to sanitation. So
no, I think that's something that you hit on that I think is key, is that there are people out there that aren't charging enough. And I think I remember a couple years ago, almost 10 years ago, having a conversation with a good friend of mine at the time. And he was saying like, hey, you got to know your worth. So obviously like for me, when I first started, I had to work up to where I'm at now.
Yeah, we all do.
And like, I've had to turn people down and say like, hey, this is where I'm at now. Like, if you would have hit me up like a couple of years ago, like, yeah, I could have done that price. But like, I just can't do that. It's just not worth my time to do that, you know? And so, and like, I had a podcast with Jonathan and we talked about, you know, the whole mentality of like, the homie discount, like, hey bro, hit me up with the homie discount. You know what I mean? And like, just how, what's the word? Just how toxic that is. It's like, hey, like, besides that, you giving me haircuts, right? Like, you know, me being part of that 12 of the free haircuts, which I'm super grateful for. Like, once that's done, it's like I'm coming in and I'm spending money on you because it's supporting your business. And then also it's like, well, you're a homie of mine and this is how you make a living. Like, why wouldn't I support that? And it's not like, oh, hey, I need the homie discount because like you're my homie. It's like, no, I want you to charge me more because you're my homie and because I think you're worth it.
Right. And there's so much I could respond with all that. It was like, that was heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly, where to take that one.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
I'll let you sit in that. But let's shift gears a little bit. You're a father.
I'm a father.
Yeah.
2 boys.
2 boys.
6 and 2.
6 and 2.
I'm in the thick of it.
You are.
For anyone who thinks like, oh, terrible twos aren't a real thing, yes, they are.
You know, with my son, I didn't have the terrible twos.
You a lie?
No, I'm being dead serious.
That's cap.
No, I'm being dead serious. I think. No, I'm not gonna say that. Well, I was gonna say. Well, I won't say it, but I think he's gonna be a pain in the butt when he's a teenager.
Okay.
But I'm praying against that. I'm just like, God, just, you know.
Okay.
But no, my son was great, but he was also in transition.
I want to go back, man.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm so sorry.
No, go.
We can clip this, slice it up,
dog, we good. We keep it authentic.
However you want.
Yeah.
So the homie thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind discounts, actually.
Okay.
The problem on why I don't give them away at all.
Yeah.
Is because we've gotten to this norm of I give, and no one gives back.
Ooh.
So there's no problem
with
giving as long as you give without the expectation that you're going to receive something back.
Yeah.
But what happens is we all get easily offended when, but dude, I've done so much for you. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah. Okay.
You know? Yeah. So like I would never, ever throw in your face or any of my other 11.
Yeah.
Oh, but I've given you thousands of dollars worth of free haircuts at this point.
Yep.
Like there's a couple of my 12 that have really
I know where you're going with
taking
this.
advantage of it.
Yeah.
You know, like
every other week
kind of, you know, people, and they're getting full services. And by the way, when I do my free haircuts, I don't tell them what you can and can't get. Yeah. You want to book $120 service every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's at your discretion.
Yeah.
You know, that's up for you. I'm giving you the opportunity. The other thing that I don't tell people, and I've actually never admitted this ever, I give 1 free haircut a week randomly.
Wow.
Randomly.
Yeah.
And it's about being obedient to God.
Yeah.
So it's typically someone who is really, really struggling. And I don't mean financially. I mean like they're at their low.
Yeah.
And it's just because God puts it on my heart to give that person a little bit of help.
Yeah.
I'm big on birthdays and stuff like that. But when I mean like low, man, it's so difficult for me. But usually, dude, it's like the old man. I don't know why I have a weak spot for like the old guy.
Yeah.
But you know, asking those people like, oh, you know, how are you on a scale of 1 to 10? They always say like, oh, a 9 or a 10. But when I follow it up with like, okay, cool. So if you had to go now, would you be okay with it? And I got some guy recently last week that just broke down at that question.
Yeah.
And I could tell he was holding on to like a lot of regrets.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's on the house. And he was like, no. And to see that man weep down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like that haircut probably meant the world to him.
See, and this is a crazy thing, like about you, like in barbering, that it's not just barbering. You're not just cutting hair. Like you said, you are literally a seed planter.
Man, I don't I don't even know if I cut hair anymore.
Yeah.
I know that sounds weird because I do it every day.
Yeah, yeah.
But at this point, man, it feels more like therapy.
Yeah.
And more of spiritual awakening.
Yep.
I'm gonna touch on this.
Yeah.
And I did this at the men's mental health forum that we did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm one of the rare jobs that I physically get to place my hands on someone and heal them.
Yeah.
You know, dentists do it, doctors do it. We don't realize we do it.
Yep.
But we physically get to transform someone's life.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I'm at now. Is like I'm a transformer. You know, as like I'm taking someone in the darkness that they are, the pit that they come in.
Yeah.
And I'm watching them. That's why that reveal I think means so much to me. Just see that kid's face light up.
Come on.
Or they've never had me. I had one today, and I mean, I turned him around. He was ear to ear, and dad's like, I think he likes it. Yeah. And you know, and he was like, oh, can you make sure you put texture powder in it? And can you make? And I'm like, okay, you know.
You don't need that, but okay.
He definitely needed it. He definitely needed it. So,
no, that's dope. Like when you said Transformer, I was like, I'm gonna get you an Optimus Prime shirt.
Please don't. But you know that, man, dude, it just means the world to me.
Yeah.
To be more than a barber, but like a vessel.
Yeah.
And I've never felt like I've had purpose in my life, man. Yeah. I didn't know where I was going. Yeah. For a long time.
And like, I mean, the last haircut that I got from you was the 5th. And in that, I remember there was a moment found out that I got cut from my job. Yeah. Like, you know, trying to figure out some things, some personal things, some relationship things. And I remember it was the moment where you got the straight edge and you put me back, and it was just like all the weight that I was carrying was just like, okay. And you put the hot towel on my face, and it was just like, and you had worship music playing in the background, and it was like I don't know if it was planned or strategic, but you always dim down the lights, you know.
I always do that.
And it was just so like it brought me to like a whole nother level of peace. Yep. And relaxation. And I think that time, you're like, oh, I'm gonna put another towel on your face, and I was like, okay, and I was like, oh, I could just relax, because like for me, I'm so go that it was like God was using you to be like, yo, this man just needs to stop, pause, and like you didn't say anything to me in that moment, and it was just peaceful, quiet, and it's serene, and it was like, man, that was everything that I needed. Besides you pouring into me, but like you creating space in a moment like that. I feel like more men need moments like that in their life, because we're so in and out. We're so like, okay, hey, we got to provide for our families, we got to provide for the kids, we got to do this, we got to do that. But then we go to the barber and it's like, oh, actually, we can have a moment within this hour or 45-minute time slot, right, where it's just like,
okay, so 2 things. Yeah. Don't you think that's worth it then?
Absolutely.
Right.
100%.
So to everyone who goes to these places that are in and out,
yep,
burn and turn,
yep,
I cannot see the value in that.
Yeah.
I don't know how would you get enough quality time, enough pouring into someone. And notice how I didn't say like enough pouring into them.
Yep.
Right? How could I as a barber pour into you long enough in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the time basis is?
Yeah.
I mean, 30 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't feel like enough time for me.
Yeah.
You know, because like just that extra 15 minutes of like leaning someone back and raising them up, like, you know, you're not moving during that moment.
Yeah.
But you're kind of sitting with whatever we've just talked about.
Yeah.
And it's, I can quite literally visualize seeing people's shoulders like rest.
Yep.
And the other thing is just like how long of an impact I'm having on someone. It's not just that day. You're not going home and trying to get your wife to fix it.
Yeah.
I'm giving you an everlasting gobstopper, as you would say.
Yeah.
It's going to last 4 weeks. And that's the difference between a good barber and a bad barber, as I say, about 3 weeks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is 3 weeks from now, my stuff still looks good.
Yeah.
You still feel 100%.
Yep.
And as well as I know, with these shoes that we wear,
yep,
the hats that we put on, the clothes that we wear, if you feel 100, you will look 100.
Yep, absolutely.
So that reset button is so much better, and this is where I get argumentative.
Mm-hmm.
A family of 4 can justify going to McDonald's and spending a bunch of money on crap food that's going to make them feel good for about 30 minutes, but they will not justify their husband and 2 boys getting a quality haircut that will last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And that part only hurts me because I know how much I'm pouring into each and every person.
Yeah.
There's not, like I said, like a wasted move, but even as far as like my business model for me and my team right now, I put in lunches. Yeah. And that's a thing that a lot of shops do not do is implement. You will take an hour lunch.
Yeah. Because
there's no way that I could give my 7th client as good of a service as my first.
Yeah.
Without that mental break. I'm talking and talking and talking the entire time that I know I have to reset myself, pray to God, have that moment, and my reason for actually changing my lunchtime, and implementing it even for myself was the fact that, I don't know if it was you or someone said, like, how many times do you pray a day? And I was like, the fact that I had to think about that, not enough times. Yeah. So for me, it was like forcibly telling myself, like, I'm going to be intentional with this lunch. Yeah. I'm going to rest my legs, rest my mind, and reset myself so I can give my clients the full experience, but also an awakening. Yeah. So I'll stop there.
No, you're good, man. That's so good. Like, and I think this is something that, like, like I talk about, holiness, healthiness, and happiness. Like, self-care is important. Mm-hmm. Like, I know, like, when I get a haircut and, I, put on some nice clothes and do this and that, I know, like, I'm looking fresh. I'm feeling good. And like you said earlier, like a beard and, a man's hair is, like, important to him, Right. Like, for me, it's my beard where I'm like, well, I guess I have dreads now, so it is my hair too. But it's like, I remember when I first started getting haircuts, I wouldn't let anybody touch my beard because I was, like, so nervous that they would mess it up, kind of thing.
Right.
And so, and not that it's like an idol or anything. It's just like, hey, this is part of me. Like, I don't want anybody messing this up. And so, like, I think that self-care is important. But, like, when you're talking about the turn and burn, like, you're just feeding the beast.
Right.
Like, and whether it's the beast in your
life. I would
life,
argue that for me, it even seems dismissive.
Yeah. Like, you're not pouring into yourself at that time because, like, for you, like, or for the people who are just, like, going to get, just turning and burning, that haircut kind of thing.
I just need to get in really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that I'm.
Just get
They just want to get in and get out really quick.
Yeah.
I would challenge those people.
Yeah.
To have an experience, even if it's not with me.
Yeah.
Go to an actual barber. Yeah. Where they're going to take that time to service you.
Yeah.
Because the difference is night and day.
Yeah. And there's some of those barbershops that have, like, a little bit of the gimmicks where they'll bring out, like, the massager, Yeah, have you ever seen that where they bring out, like,
I think all that is weak.
But that's like, it's it's cool. It's a cool experience.
For me, it's like an 18-year-old girl, like, oh, I can give you a shoulder massage and I'll wash your hair.
Yeah.
And for me, I mean, it's not enough.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I'm like, for you, it's like you are really, like, cultivating and creating and making that experience well,
right? Where
there's not a lot of people who are doing that in this space. And so it's like you said, like, you're not just a barber, like, you're ministering, you're counseling, you're praying over, and, like, you're meeting people where they're at,
right?
Where, like, oh, they have a moment of, like, oh man, like, I'm just broken, or, like, this week's been tough,
right? Can we can I touch on something real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we're this has to be part one because there's just not enough time.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the clock.
And intention. How much time do we got?
We got like 20 minutes.
Cool. Yeah. So there's not enough time.
Yeah.
We'll just stay focused on the intentionality part, man.
Yeah.
You know, when I opened up this shop, I purposely, you know, told my viewers, my customers, my website, I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ. And I was going to be intentional about being a faith-based shop. To the things that I have in my shop displayed, to the pictures that are shown, to the decor. I wanted to be a very safe place where anyone felt welcomed. Yeah. Whether you're a Christian or not. Yeah. I just wanted this to be an extension of the church. And that even means like I do not play secular music at my shop. It's only Christian music. Yep. You know, and there's a lot of kids that come in like, oh man, can you put on Drake? I'm like, nope. And Drake and Eminem and some of the artists that we listen to, like I listen to a lot of metal. I don't play it because that's not what we need to be listening to during this moment. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I have TVs and stuff like that, but I do try to monitor it as much as possible. Yeah. And I provide drinks and I provide beverages and I provide, you know, snacks because I want someone who's hungry to eat and I want someone who's thirsty to drink. And I also want someone who is struggling to be transformed in a way that makes sense, that's purposeful. Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of like quickly highlight on that, like everything I'm doing from the seed planting to the time that they're in my chair, from the time that they're out of my chair, checking out, or while they're waiting. I wanted it to be intentional with the fact that like God's at the forefront of every single thing that I do. Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. And that's what separates me for real, though.
Yeah. Like, you got Jesus, baby.
I got Jesus.
Yeah, that's so good, man. That is so good. Like, and man, the amount of ministry that you get to do.
Yeah. We skipped over the father part.
Yeah. Yep.
But the fathering through barbering is something that you know, is once again an extension of the ministry that I do. Yeah. It's taught me so much more on patience, you know, dealing with children and my own children.
Yeah. So like, what do you mean by that, I guess?
I always ask God for patience and I joke and say like, you know, he sent me a son. Yeah. I joke and caveat to that by saying I asked God for tenderheartedness, so he sent me a second. Because I don't think I got it the first time.
Yeah.
But I've really, and you can tell, and my wife would admit this, you can tell the way that I love on my second, you know, Felix more than I love on Vance. And I love them dearly both. Yep. But the way that I love Felix as a baby was much different than Vance.
Yeah. Just because you, not to interrupt, but you have a little bit different of a experience with fatherhood because you've been mainly a single father, like from the get-go, from what I understand.
There was a lot of struggling in the very beginning of Vance's life.
Yeah.
A lot of moving around. You know, I don't want to go like too deep because I have a feeling there's just not enough time to share all this.
Yeah.
But, you know, something that people don't realize is like me and my wife got divorced right when I moved here.
Yep.
And by the grace of God, we've reconciled and, you know, and that's a short amount of time. But in that moment, she also found God. So, you know, but Vance really suffered the most out of anyone in this entire relationship. I would even say more so than myself because he went to and from Florida during those moments. Yeah. During, you know, the moments of his biological mother. Yeah. You know, I don't even know. I don't know if anyone actually here knows that, like, my son is, you know, not biologically my wife's son.
Yep.
Although she's been in his life since he was 6 months old.
Yeah.
We were not, you know, like officially together until about a year and a half. After his him being born. So there was a lot that I did by myself that no one had to see, as far as, you know, going to the grocery store. I remember like sitting with 2 cans of formula and going like, I have no idea which I'm supposed to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying like that you have a different perspective of that, like really that single father.
I think I was just going through the motions. I think it was like get through school, go to work, somehow manage him.
Yeah.
And there was a difference with Felix because like my life was well managed.
Yep.
And I learned from my mistakes on the first one to like, you got to remember like it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The what do they say? The days are long, but the years are short. It's a real thing, man. Like I was thinking about this, like Bo we had to go get him new clothes because he's growing, and I was like, bro, what happened to age 7, man?
Right.
Like you're just like you're gonna be 8 in like 5 months.
Yeah.
It's just wild.
I don't want to think about that right now.
Yeah.
Vance is growing up too fast.
Yeah.
And you know, with both kids, man, I missed things. You know, I missed the birth of my second son.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So because of the divorce and what we were going through at that moment, I wasn't able to be there for him. And I also found out days later. And that's something I could hold on to for a long time and be bitter and angry about. But it's something I highlight on because it would be easy for me to be angry.
Yeah.
It'd be easy for me to point the blame at someone.
Yeah.
But it's in those moments where people go like, oh, I could never forgive them. Whether that's your wife or your husband or your spouse or your friend or your coworker or your boss. And I think in those moments, that's when God's telling me like, forgive them again. Forgive them again. Every time I even think like, of what happened in those years and in that time, I just think, forgive them again.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's so true. Like it's funny that you mentioned that. 'Cause like, not gonna get too into the weeds about this, but I'm walking through a situation like right now in my life where it's just like, man, like I needed to hear that, because I think there's a difference between showing grace, but then also difference between showing grace, but also forgiving. There's difference.
Yep.
Like you can show somebody grace without forgiving them.
Absolutely.
And that just like. That just spoke so much.
We all have a few things, and I'm glad that this is hitting you in different ways that we didn't expect this. We didn't like coordinate this or plan this podcast by any means. It's not scripted, but I have a lot to be angry about, and I want you to understand when I say this. The Bible does not say don't be angry. Yeah. Nowhere. Yeah. I mean, God get angry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But he said, be slow to anger and do not sin in your nature. So in these moments, I just try to remain calm and realize that you get more in life from responding versus reacting. Yeah. So in that moment, I could not control anything. Yeah. But I look at what God's done, hindsight 2020, silver lining, and my wife found God.
Come on.
And I have to I won't share the story of our divorce, but I will share the story of how she came.
Yeah, come on.
Because this is so cool.
I don't think you've ever told me this.
Oh my gosh, man. This is like...
We'll end with this.
This is tear jerking.
Okay, let's get it.
So me and my wife were separated, and I remember she hit me up for like Christmas service last year. And she was like, hey, are you going to church? And I was like, yeah, of course. And keep in mind, guys, like, she's not a Christian. We're not equally yoked. She doesn't go to church. She does not do those types of things. And she calls me and says, like, hey, I want to go, but I want to go as a family. And I was like, I think my initial thought was like, but we're not a family anymore. Yeah. And I was like, okay, all right, God. And then she's like, yeah, but I don't want you to pick me up too. I'm like, okay. So we go together, and, the sermon goes on. And then during worship, the pastor was like, if anybody needs prayer, just please come to the pulpit. Please come, up to the front. I'm going to be up here praying, and we have a prayer team. And I was like, hey, I'm going to go up and, ask for some prayer. Because in this moment, I was like, what's going on, God? Like, pray for her in this moment. Like, please give her eyes to see you. Give her ears to hear your word today. Yeah. So I walked up there, and she's like, no, I'm not ready to go up with you. So she like let go of my hand, and I walked up and I prayed, and I was very intentional. Pastor, please be praying over, like, my ex-wife's here. she's never met the Lord. I just pray that, she knows your heart today.
Yeah.
Went back to my seat. We had an entire service, and it's all about forgiveness. It's all about mercy. It's all about grace. It's all about, all these things, right? And convictions like pouring over her.
Yeah.
At the very end of the service, and this only happens every once in a while, that this will happen at churches, but the pastor was like, is there anybody that wants to dedicate their life to Jesus? Is there anybody that wants to rededicate their life to Jesus? Maybe you've fallen off the path. Maybe you've gotten off, the ship, and you want to get back on. And I felt my wife's hand leave my hand. And I look over, and she doesn't have one hand up. She has both hands in the air. She has both hands in the air. And I get so emotional talking about it because you wouldn't know what a Holy Spirit moment is.
Yeah.
Unless you looked at that. And this is someone who was like completely rebellious to going to church.
Yeah.
And here we are, like, I'm divorced, and man, I'm crying right now.
Yeah. Yep. You can.
But you just have no idea what that moment did for me, because I was like, God, you are real. Like, you are big. You're something different. I mean, my story with my wife. So, just to see both her hands in the air, like, for me, it's not just like one, like, oh, well, that's me, but it's both hands in the air, like, please save me. And I'm seeing tears like come down her face. That was a surreal moment for me. Beautiful. And just since that time, like, we go to church every Sunday now. She's a part of a women's group. We read the Bible together. We pray at dinner. We pray at breakfast. She holds me accountable for a lot of things in my own walk.
Yeah.
And then just seeing God transform her life throughout each other. Man, that was heavy. But so don't ever not believe. I mean, out of the divorces in the world, 87% of people will get remarried. 1% will get remarried.
Yeah.
And back to their former spouse.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, man, God's a pretty big God, because for me to let go of that divorce was heavy. But, that moment right there, people need to hold on to, man. So.
Amen. Amen. Man, like, we serve an amazing God, a God that redeems, a God that heals, a God that shows grace and forgives. And like, I feel like, before we end this podcast, like, if you are out there and you're listening to this and you want to know, like, hey, how do I get closer to God? Or like, how do I have what these two men have? Like, I want to challenge you to reach out to me or to reach out to Marco. And we would love to share the gospel with you. We would love to walk alongside you as you ask us some of these difficult questions. And speaking of that, where can people find you, man? Like on the socials?
I'm on all social media platforms. Tri-Combs is where you can book an appointment or see our availability.
Yeah.
But Instagram, Facebook is @ Tri-Combs Barbershop.
Yep.
It's the same for TikTok, Snapchat, all platforms.
Yeah. So feel free to reach out to him. Like, if you want to experience like a barbershop in a different way, that's more than just cutting your hair, go to Tri-Combs. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Tri-Combs. Feel free to reach out to me. You have anything else? Any last words, brother?
No, man, I did not think this was going to get that emotional, and I just hope that it touches someone, even if it's just one person out of 100 viewers or whatever it is, I just, and I also would encourage others that don't just hit me up just for a haircut. Like, I want people to feel welcome just to have a conversation, because maybe the money's not right, but, I would love for you just to reach out to me regardless. Yeah, for sure. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the Father Built podcast with Marco here. I mean, we're definitely going to have to run it back sometime, man. Okay. We're going to have to run it back. But so thank you guys so much for tuning into the Father Built podcast. This podcast is all about building up men in holiness, healthiness, and happiness, aiming to give men the tools to build their house of legacy. Thank you so much for tuning in. And like always, peace, love, blessings. We are out. Out.